Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about the YouTube ad boycott and how it's crushing this channel. And if I don't sound depressed, or if I'm not putting on like a sad face or trying to milk it for my audience, that's because I'm fucking done. I'm just done. I don't want to do this put on a YouTube face. Not saying that, you know, I do. I'm just saying I tried recording this 2 or 3 times, and I just did a video before this talking about The Walking Dead, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I gotta discuss this ad thing because it's hit a point where you guys are gonna notice it, and you guys are gonna start asking, hey Ronnie, what's going on? Because I was living in denial for so long, thinking it would just bounce back and I would be okay, but it's hit a point where that's not the case, at least not right away. What the boycott has done, it has forced me to put more time away from YouTube, no matter what happens as of right now. Now, depending on what happens in the future, if it gets better, if I can build up something with the Patreon, I might be able to curve that and make that a little bit better. But one thing I don't want to do is put on this puppy face, and because I see it, even from YouTubers that are honest. I don't know, it's like a show. It's like, oh, this is a sad topic, so let me be sad. I'm not gonna do it. So if I don't look sad and you're like, wow, Ronnie, you don't look like you have the sad emotions, this isn't that crushing, it's because I don't feel like I need to bait people into helping the channel financially. I'm not. So let's talk about the truth, open and honest, and I won't even edit this because sometimes that can seem a little commercial, a little structured, a little not as honest. Let's just dive right into what's going on. First off, if you have no idea what's going on with the ad boycott, there's probably other videos that are going to be a lot better explaining everything that's going on with it. But a few months back, I've been having these problems where death predictions, dead, and you know, I cover The Walking Dead. It's the biggest topic on this channel. So everything with death, dead, killing, kill, gore, like it's all, even though when we talk about gore in some of the videos we show things like Glenn getting killed or certain characters, their death images, those I can understand if it's the images that aren't advertiser friendly. I have never argued once when YouTube said, like there's one video where I talked the entire time and in the thumbnail there's a little sliver of Glenn's eyeball peeking out. I thought it would be funny. I got hit for that, for you can't monetize it because it's not advertiser friendly. I didn't change that thumbnail just to get ads off it. I thought it was funny. I left it up. You know what I mean? So there's videos where, okay, if it's gore, if the videos are bad and the advertisers don't want to advertise on them, that is fine. But there's a lot of videos that just have dead and it's just me talking, or the word kill or killing or death predictions, whatever it is, and they are either getting, I heard somewhere, I can't find how to look and see if you're making less than you were before, not overall, but for the ads. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are saying that, oh, well, those ads are, they're charging less to put ads on your channel, so that's why the revenue dropped. I don't get it. All I know is I see actual videos that are being demonetized, and YouTube is real great usually with when I respond to it. But a lot of times, like, I don't even respond to them because they do show images of it. We are talking about The Walking Dead. We are talking about this, and we are talking about that. But there's so many other videos that it's just a discussion like this. And I'm talking about, yes, it's The Walking Dead. Yes, it's about characters dying. It's about killing and death and zombies and gore and da-da-da-da. But it's just talking, usually. You know what I mean? And for the channel to take such a hit for that, especially when everything else is in the green, watch time, length, comments and likes, even the dislikes, everything is in the green. Everything is 20, 30, 40% higher except for the revenue. The revenue has just flatlined. I mean, flatlined. Ridiculous. We're talking like, what, $8 a day? I didn't even want to look at it. Last I checked, it was like $9.50, and then it dropped down to like $8.75 or some shit like that, like a day. So here's the thing. Bottom line, yeah, I started a Patreon. If you want to leave a hate comment, go ahead. Well, first off, I started the Patreon. If this earns me any credit at all, I started the Patreon over a year ago. Never did anything with it. Yeah, well over a year ago. Never at all did anything with it. I only started it to keep the map name for the Patreon. That way the link is easy. It's patreon.com/map, M-A-P-P. So that's the only reason to reserve that, just in case. And I thought I'd never have to use it, but we do. And here's why. It's not one of those cases where you say, just go get a job, you bum. That's fine. I'll get a job. I've worked since before I was even legally allowed to work, and that is definitely the truth. People who know me know that I had a job. My brother just started driving. He was on his permit. He's a year and a half older than me. I was working full-time job at that age. So what is that, like 15? I've done so many different jobs. I have no problem at all going and working for somebody else if that's what I got to do for income. I've always wanted to own my own business, so that's always where I'm going to lean towards. I'm always going to try to create my business. I don't know. It gets frustrating, though, when you see a lot of YouTubers are classed as just someone who doesn't want to accept the real world, and they just want to make money by making videos. But that's not the truth at all. There's a lot of YouTubers that have business ideas and outlines, and some of them are even doing them. Like, I have some things going on behind the scenes where, you guys know, Make a Path Presents started as a website. The traffic was horrible. I saw YouTube as an opportunity to build the community and then start the website. So we're starting the website. We're going to launch this year. We got other things going on. So there's business stuff that is outside of YouTube, but it is connected to it because you're using this audience as well. So just for someone to say, shut up and get a job, that doesn't cover the reality of what is really going on. Anyway, here's how it affects the channel. Before, I could work whenever there was extra work or they needed, man hours because of the revenue. The revenue was helping me out to where I could work pretty much whenever I want, however long I want. I can make up the own schedule. But with the revenue dropping the way it has, I have a choice now where if I take on work as a full-timer, right? Because you can't just say, well, okay, I could work a little more hours. No. You either work those bonus hours or you do it full-time, and that's sometimes 10, 12, 14 hours a day, and that's it. You're locked into that. That means time away from the channel, time away from making videos. I'm never going to stop. Whenever I do have the time, I will absolutely make the videos 100%. Nothing's going to stop me from doing that. Like I said, even if the money was gone completely. But now we get into this position where I could potentially go. And if every single viewer said, that's fine, Ronnie, we'll take it. You go work, we'll be here. That I will accept that. If that is what it, but I got viewers coming to me saying, Ronnie, start a Patreon. I want this as entertainment. I still want this to continue. So this is the call to that. If every single person watching the channel or subscribe to the channel, if you say, we are good and we do not want to help at all, which I'm going to be blunt and say it like that, that is fine. I will go and work, and then we'll just cut down the videos. But if there are viewers who say, no, we want to support Make a Path Presents, and we want the content, yada, 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 here is the option. That's all this is. And like I said before, if I'm working those hours, I would essentially have to cut down the videos from being, like 250 videos-ish a year, give or take. Sometimes between 250 to 300 videos a year, what we put out on this channel. Yeah, it's probably closer to 300. That would probably have to scale back to, 24 videos, maybe 25 videos. And I'm thinking a video a month, because if I'm working that job and it's a lot of work, if I'm doing that, the time schedule between that and being a single parent, I might be able to crank out a video a month, 2 videos on a good month. So we're looking at 12 at the worst case scenario, maybe 24 at a best case scenario. If I get settled into that position and I'm like, oh, I could probably make a couple of these quick ones. If I don't edit, if I do the very minimum, if I do answer some questions and I don't got to research anything, I might even be able to bang out 3 or 4 videos in 1 month on some of those real good months. Now we're looking at anywhere from a decrease of, let's say, 300 videos a year to anywhere from 12 videos a year to, let's say, 50 at the max. You know what I mean? So that's just reality of the way I'm looking at it. And because there's only so many hours in a day, right now it is increasingly difficult to get as much content as I want to get out. And that's with being able to manipulate my schedule, to around the channel. Once I lose that, it's game over. It's not game over for the channel. It's game over for the flexibility to make what I want, when I want, how I want. You know what I mean? It's just done. And this might be something where it's like, okay, you know what? You do it for a year. Maybe in a year things get better. Maybe I can quit that job and do YouTube full time. Maybe I have another thing that I'm doing or another job and I can incorporate that into YouTube sometimes. I don't know. I have no idea. But that's the reality of what is going on. The ad boycott thing, it is crushing. And I remember hearing about it for like a week straight, and my revenue didn't fluctuate at all. Not at all. My revenues they got better. You know what I mean? Then after that 2 week, it was like, oh wow, that's what happened. Who did I piss off? Let me check my stats. And I was like, no, all the stats are good. And I said, okay, well, maybe this is just no one's watching videos today. 2 days go by, I checked the statistics, the analytics again, and it was like it was like a straight nosedive. And this is what I mean by it has to be something different, because I've been on YouTube for a few years now, right? You get used to your stats. When you do videos that are real popular, you start seeing how the stats work, how the analytics work. When you see anything that happens with a YouTube channel, with good videos, bad videos, okay videos, videos that are controversial, this and that, or the viral type videos, or anything at all, after years and years and years, well, 3 or 4 years, once you get used to watching the stats every single day, you know how it fluctuates. And then once you see a fluctuation that is not normal, you know it's something outside of that. Plus, it doesn't line up to everything else that's happened in the past. Having all your statistics in the green, you know what I mean? And then out of nowhere, shit just goes red with the revenue and everything else is still rising. 20% watch time, 20% views on the up. And what's funny is a lot of people might say, well, The Walking Dead is off the air, Ronnie. That's what it is, dummy, yada, yada, yada. This still, not two things. One, my stats are better this 30-day period than it was the 30-day period, the last 30-day period that Walking Dead was on. You know what I mean? And that's with the season finale. Those videos did damn good. I'm still doing 20% better. Up on the views and the watch retention, the watch length. Everything is up in the green, right? And it outbeat by 20 to 30%, give or take, on some of the stats, because they're all different. On the very season finale, like that 30-day gap or cluster of days and this 30-day cluster of days, this is better, and it's making 4 times less money. It's not something as simple as saying, oh, The Walking Dead's off the air. Plus, The Walking Dead has gone on and off the air a number of times, and I have always been able to predict how the revenue dips, how it rises and drops, almost to a T, like perfectly where that dollar amount is. You know that because you have a consistent number of views that you get every single day. When Walking Dead is off the air, if I don't make any videos because of all the backlog, the back catalog, I consistently get, let's say, 100 views a day, and it's almost within 20 to 30. It's up and down. And then when you upload a new video or you upload something that is real popular, there's those spikes. It's something different. It's something outside of that. It has to be this ad boycott because it's not making sense with the stats. Once in a while, I do get to speak with YouTube people for help. They help you out with ideas and stuff, and I just got started with that. I would like to contact the person I contact and ask them if this is the boycott thing. Is there anything that can be done? But I'm not dumb. This is a small channel compared to all the other huge channels, which... yeah, I'm not an idiot. I know it's not going to be taken that serious. I'll probably just hold out, do what you're doing, tweak these things a little bit, and that'll probably be it. But that is the discussion. Yes, to summarize, I started a Patreon. If you hate YouTube creators that started a Patreon, I'm sorry to piss you off, sorry to disappoint. But for those who do want to support, the Patreon option is open. I almost despise a lot of what other YouTubers have done with their Patreons. There's been a number of things, and I'll be brutally honest. Nerdist News had a Patreon. They came out and said, hey, anyone who's a Patreon, I think it was a Patreon, or maybe it was some other website, but it's the same idea, and you'll know the idea. They said, anyone who signs up and joins, yada, 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 you'll get the videos a day or two before everyone else. I don't like that. I unsubscribed immediately, and it's not because I want to be a dick, how dare you. It's simply, I don't need the information anymore. If I'm following Nerdist News for entertainment news, if you give me the news a day or 2 days old, I already watched it from somebody else. I don't need your news anymore. And that's one thing I will never do. I hope I don't eat my words on that. Maybe there's some other different, maybe if I do like some type of special video where it's not, news type, or like a review, it's maddening to think I would hold my review for people to pay and then release it later for others. And I hope anyone who wants me to do that, I hope you understand my frustrations with that. I don't like that idea. I don't want to do that. I want to add, if the Patreon is an addition to the YouTube channel, I don't want to punish out of nowhere, say, hey, we were doing comic covers for free before on YouTube, but now you're going to pay. We were doing reviews for free before on YouTube, but now you're going to pay. I don't want it to be a punishment. Let's make it an addition onto the YouTube channel. Add it on. So now let's come up with, and I'm asking for help of suggestions, good suggestions that aren't punishments for the core audience here right now. Let's come up with good suggestions that we can add on to it. And what could those be? Or is it credits in the description, credits at the end of the videos? Is it live streams like special Patreon? Additional stuff outside of the YouTube realm. It could be YouTube stuff as well, like videos. It could be live stream. It could be chilling with Ronnie Hayes type, whatever. Because somebody gave me the idea of chilling with Ronnie Hayes, playing a video game and doing something else, like a live stream event where it's just chilling. And I'm just saying ideas that people had. This is not stuff I'm definitely doing. If you guys said that's dumb and no one wants to do it, we won't do it. But if a lot of Patreons come forward and they say we want this, and let's do it. If there's one big video, let's say I can promise, and I know it's going to be rough until June. Let me tell you that right now. People are already signing up. I think I had 6 people sign up. Right now there's like $60 at the Patreon, and I even waited days too. I grit my teeth and just don't want to announce this stuff because I was fine with how it was before. I make the videos you guys watch, there's ads on them, done. You know what I mean? It's that simple. I don't have to harass you guys, and I hope some of you, maybe some of you who are annoyed or pissed off, I hope maybe some of you realize I don't ask for likes in a video. I rarely ask you to subscribe. Well, then again, I do have that sound bite at the end of my videos, every single one that says subscribe now, but that was just a little, whatever. Okay, fine, I asked to subscribe. I don't ask for shit like that. I don't. Here's the video. Let me entertain you. I'm out of here. Once in a while, I think a year ago, I used to put it in the video every now and then. But if you look back on all my videos, it is rare. If you take the almost 1,300 videos and you take all the videos where I actually ask you to like and subscribe, it's got to be only like 10%, 20%. It's got to be, because I barely do that. I don't even want to do this. I would prefer to save the Patreon for bigger projects. But here's the thing. This is where we are at now. And that is it. My life isn't over. The YouTube channel isn't over. But it comes down to I am either going to accept the full-time job, whatever I have lined up. I'm either accepting that and pulling the videos back to the bare minimum just because, not out of hate, not out of punishment for the channel. Oh, you didn't donate to my Patreon? Well, fuck you. I'm taking my videos and I'm going to run away. It's not that at all. I just don't have the time. There's not enough hours in the day to do it, and I would love to do it, or the other option is the Patreon is actually successful. I can't put on a swimsuit. You know, I'm not even that good looking. Let's be honest. I can't do that. I can't show my ass and be like living off $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 a month. You know, the only thing I can do is say, if you find these videos entertaining, if you have found them entertaining over the past, at least entertain the idea that I'm not a massive dickhead e-begging jerk. That's all I ask. And if you want this to continue and you want to help out, if you're in a position to help out, fine. If you are not at all, if you're going to college, or if you're a single parent as well, or money is tight, if you are in any one of these situations and more, if your life is just shit right now, or you're going through some problems right now, don't even say you're sorry. I completely understand. I 100%, I overstand, okay? Don't feel bad at all. Even if you really want to, but you can't, that is fine. That is completely fine. Watching, sharing the, spreading word of mouth, all that is cool already. I mean, just the support over the past, 4 years almost, gonna be 4 years, I think, in this June. I'll have to look, but the amount of subscribers, the reward, there you go. You guys, you were able to give me the 100,000 plaque. You know what I mean? That was your reward to me. That was your donation to me, and I love it. And I already have a video for that. I know some people are going to ask, but I need to move into the new place. You'll see when you see the structure of the video. There's a lot of videos that I have structured out that they're bigger videos, take a lot more time, and I've been talking about them for a while. Some of them I need the new place because I have little skits involved, but there's also some really cool things that could come out of this. Like I was talking about, the one big video each month, and I already have a couple lined up. I have one about Breaking Bad. I've been dying to do. I've talked about this a number of times. If the Patreon is successful and I'm like, wow, that's so much stress off of my shoulders, you know what? I'm diving in deep. We're going to do that Breaking Bad video. We're going to do this other special type of Walking Dead video I wanted to do. We're going to do that one. So then that could be one of the goal things, one of the rewards. Where it becomes problematic is I want to share those type of videos with all of YouTube on the channel, with all the subscribers. I don't want to punish people who can't support, but I do want to make things that are patron only rewards. I think that is fair enough. If we have the Patreon live stream where we go and chit chat with the patrons, absolutely cool. If you guys have any other ideas, that is absolutely cool. But as you're giving ideas and suggestions, just please, please, please understand, I don't want it to feel like I am punishing anybody who's been supporting this channel. That is one thing I absolutely don't want to do at all. So I appreciate all the suggestions, but please keep in mind, I want to still try to keep the community together, because when you have a channel like this, I've noticed you have your core community who they are here, you know what I mean? They like the content. They even like me, you know, they like each other. They like the communication. Like there's a community there. And you have this huge globe of everyone who watches the videos on this channel. And there's that community right in the center. It's, for the most part, it's positive. Outside of that community, then you get some of the passerbys, you know, the people who aren't subscribed. Maybe they're new. Maybe they just, do I like this guy? Do I not like this guy? I don't know. And then also in that bubble, you have just some people who, hey, they love The Walking Dead. They love to hear my thoughts on The Walking Dead, but they hate my face. You know what I mean? Those will never go away. Those are probably the ones I'm the most curious about in like a weird way. I'm like, why? You know, I don't watch people I hate, you know, but I think maybe I can get it, because there's been some times where you see something and you're like, how is this person popular? Let me look. Okay, I'm sick of looking. You know what I mean? So for me, it lasts maybe a few seconds to a couple minutes, and then I'm done. But maybe for some people that lasts and lasts and lasts. But I don't know. So yeah, I want to keep that core community intact. I don't want this to disrupt that. So that's why I say, when you make your suggestions, please keep that in mind. But I am all ears. I will put the Patreon link down in the video description. It's easy, patreon.com forward or backslash map, M-A-P-P. And just like the likes and commenting and subscribing. Ooh, I do ask to comment. That is one thing I genuinely love, scrolling through the comments and seeing what people have to say, especially on topics where it's like, okay, I just need to know what the fan base thinks about this one thing, especially with those. But I am going to do my best to not throw this down people's throat in every single video. Don't forget the Patreon. If anything, I might put a title card in the back of the video and just let it rock out silently in the back. You know what I mean? I got to change that anyway, since they have the cards. I still have that, the old style end card, but I liked it, so I wanted to keep it, but it's got to go because it looks funny now with everything in front of it. Anyway, this is probably a dog shit video. I'm not editing it. I wanted it to be raw, and let's just talk about the Patreon thing. One thing I have a huge ego about is being honest to a fault. And I've heard that a lot in my life. I don't know. And that's one thing that I just wanted to be open. Let's talk about this. And if you hate me for it, you hate me for it. There's nothing I can do. If you don't hate me and you still want to support the channel, I appreciate that a lot. I mean, I can't say thank you enough. And if you even want to help with the Patreon, I definitely can't say thank you enough. But again, please, suggestions, and don't anyone feel obligated to help at all. If we need to go through a few rough months, like if you guys genuinely love tuning in every other day with a video, I don't want to say every day because we do take days off to do things, but if you enjoy 20, 30 videos a month, we might have to go through a rough spell. If we're like, the Patreon is not going to work, we don't want it, you know what I mean? That is fine. We'll just go through a rough spell. I will do everything in my power to get this situated off to the side, and then we'll bounce back, and maybe, 6 months, maybe in a year, we'll be in a better and different position, and we can move forward and let's do this. I think I want to end on one thing. I know a couple people said, don't worry, PewDiePie said everything's fine, so da-da-da. I don't think some of those people understand it's already done. Like, the damage is done. I've been in denial for, a month and a half now. The damage is done. Financially, I need to do something to make sure I'm not in trouble, in serious trouble next month and the month after that. So I need to handle that. That's gonna take time off. The damage is already done to where I need to put my time over here to work, just to make sure I'm not royally screwed. And here's another thing too. It's not like this is just it. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know if the universe aligned or if I screwed something up, but I was doing so good, doing money management so good. And in the beginning of 2017, the last 2 to 3 months, you get the YouTube ad boycott. There's been some medical expenses that aren't covered, dental that aren't covered, and these aren't plastic surgery to look pretty or new teeth to have a better smile. These are legitimate things outside of vanity, I should say. And like I said, I think the dental, I think it's $5,300 alone, and that's a few different procedures over time. So there's things that aren't covered that all dropped at once. The car, I just dropped $900 3 months ago to fix something, and now it's boom. So there's another chunk of change. Everything at once just hit in the past month and a half. So I do want to make that abundantly clear. Sometimes I leave out information and I forget shit, and some people are like, oh, but Ronnie, this, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to mention that in a video. This was a perfect storm. If I didn't have other things that were problems right at that one moment, I might have sailed right through the YouTube ad boycott. You know what I mean? But it was just the fact that everything happened at that moment. And there's other stuff I don't want to bore you with, other personal stuff that we will get into. There's people asking for the personal videos. There's one, about my background and what I used to do before YouTube, and that is something that still interferes. It's a good way to put it. Interferes with my life today that we will definitely talk about, because as I open up more and more on this channel, as I do the family channel kicks off soon, as I do that and you guys see more of my life and Juliet and everybody, for those interested, and some of you'll be thrilled to hear that yes, the Munch Pack and some of those are moving over to the other channel once I square things away, so relax. Anyway, yeah, once I open up, there's no way to not discuss it, or else eventually somebody's going to jump up and say, Ronnie Hayes exposed, look at this asshole, you know? So yeah, we got to talk about it. So if anyone exposes me before that, yeah, this is my official, we are talking about it. I confirmed it. We will talk about more personal stuff. So anyway, I'll expose myself. But that is something we got to talk about anyhow, and it adds to the problem in a big way. And it's more bad news, and it's more just like, fuck, man. When it rains, it pours type news. Some of it has to involve that new apartment. Remember I was talking to you guys about that? I was like, oh, I love this. It's even cheaper than this place. It's right in the heart of everywhere I want to be to go to everything I need, you know, the doctors and this and that, the shopping and the P.O. box, and everything is literally right there. It's even next to the comic book shop, so when I do the comic Walking Dead reviews, it's literally right in the heart of where everything happens, you know, for even Juliet's doctor. Yeah, right down the street from Juliet's doctor. I already said that. My own doctor, the dentist, like everyone's right there in that one spot, and it's like, because of something in the past, it's like, that's fucking done. Cheers, salute. I'll talk to you guys later. I got the live stream stuff worked out, I think, so we're gonna do a live stream tonight. But yeah, fuck, I love you guys. I truly do. And if you guys say fuck the Patreon, then I'm with you. Fuck the Patreon, you know. But if you guys want to do something with it, I'm with you too. Let's do something with it. But don't anyone feel obligated to support this channel up. We'll do this. We'll do something. You know, we'll make it out of this, and we'll kick some fucking ass, because it's more than just a channel, and I've been dying to make some progress with that so I can announce it already. But some of you guys will be fucking thrilled, because it involves fans also joining up and being creative. But we'll talk about that another day. Thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I'm sorry it has come to this. I love you guys.